What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today we're looking a little bit rough, okay? We're feeling a little bit rough because I just came out of 12 hours in the new Desert Perpetual Raid, just added into Destiny 2 with the Edge of Fate expansion, and had to take a break. All right, I had to take a little break. We'll come back at it, but this one is insane, guys. This one is truly an insane raid, an insane level of challenge. I'd rather be in Salvation's Edge right now. Put me back in Verity. Put me back in Verity any day of the week because this is crazy. And it's not just me. The amount of negativity I have seen on Twitter around this raid, like the amount of people saying Bungie did not test this. This is insane. Like, what the heck is going on? I've never seen it like this. And it's not just about the difficulty, it's about like the kind of difficulty. So what the heck is going on? Well, first of all, I want to make it clear. I'm not making this video to say, oh, the raid's too hard, Bungie needs to make it easier for me. Honestly, it's me. I am literally a Destiny 2 dad, all right? I got 2 kids. One's almost 3, one's 7 months old. I can't remember the last time I had a full 8 hours of sleep. I think I remember it from years past, but you know what I mean, all right? You fellow dads, you know what I mean. It might just be a thing where your boy's getting old. We're moving forward in life. I'm not as spry. The thumbs ain't working like they used to, you know what I mean? And I don't want Bungie to dial back the difficulty for my sake. There's some day ones I did really well in, others I did terrible in. This is obviously one I'm doing terrible in. It's just the way it goes. But the way that this raid is difficult is what I want to talk about because we have genuinely never seen anything like this. So here's the raid setup. You go into this central area, and we haven't had a layout like this since the Leviathan raid because you can actually choose what encounter to go with. There are 3 opening encounters. We made the decision to try all 3. So we went to one, learned the mechanics, got to boss, did damage, went to the next one. Same thing, went to the next one. Why do we do that? These bosses are the most insane damage checks I have ever seen. The ways, there's a few teams that have beaten them, almost none. The ways that teams are beating these bosses is like, you have to have 5 Thunder Crash Titans spamming the Thunderlord so you can get your super twice. You can have 2 Thunder Crashes, hot swap to Cuirass Thunder Crashes in a damage phase, or 5 Hunters. And it might not be actually 5, but you know what I mean? Like the majority of the team. Hunters spamming the Navigator to put a grapple point, and they are spamming 1-2 punch grapples the entire time. Almost no one it can do stuff with weapons. And if they can, it's so unbelievably tight. You have the best weapons in the game, and they just feel like they do nothing. Like, you're gonna see some of these damage phases. We're using the best swords we have after 5 years of playing this game. We're using every buff, every debuff we can, and it's just like we do a 1/4 of his health, and you're just, I've never felt so defeated, you know? And it's like calling back to Salvation's Edge, right? And that was a hard raid. That was a super tough raid, but you know, when I think back, I was stuck on the second encounter of Salvation's Edge where you had to hop in the middle and there was that guy. I was stuck on that for 7 hours. And we never gave up hope. Why? Because when we did damage, we did a 1/3 of his health. Like we did enough damage that we were like, this is possible. This is actually possible. Let's keep going. Right? Not this time. Like, we are getting perfect damage phases, and it's just not enough. And that's what so many people have the same complaint. And it might be more than just I'm getting bad and I'm missing my shots. I mean, that's probably part of it, but like, check out this tweet here. This is absolutely insane. Someone did the damage testing and said that contest mode is supposed to be 25 light under. But when you're in a 25 light under activity, like Fabled. Fabled is 25 light under. You can see the damage numbers don't make any sense. So you're shooting a minor enemy for a body shot in Fabled. You're doing 137 damage, but in contest, you're doing 100. So, like, Bungie made the power delta. We are used to a minus 25 power delta in every contest mode. It's apparently way harder for this one. And, you know, a lot of people actually have talked about the damage sponges. And I will say I'm one of those people coming out of Mythic. I beat the entire Mythic difficulty questline on Kepler. All the missions and did the mission. That puts you 70 light under, guys. It was insane. And the just how spongy the bosses are. The amount of time you have to spend 45 minutes picking away at them from, you know, behind a head glitch with the glitched third iteration that's doing more damage than normal. And of course, Bungie bans the third iteration in this raid. But like, that's what it feels like in this raid. It's like people are using just the most insane stuff for damage. I'm talking about non-stop constant grapple hunter, 1-2 punch, grapple hunter, 1-2 punch. Like just to barely get past it. And the best part is you get past the boss you're stuck at. You got 2 more, and then you got the final boss. And I'm not going to spoil too much about the final boss, guys, but just to put it in perspective on like how insane things are getting and what lengths people are going to just do a little bit of damage, like just how spongy these bosses are. If you think I'm exaggerating, as you can see from this screenshot, there's a couple of teams, like at the time of making this video, no one's beaten this raid. There's a couple of teams on the boss, and they're actually using the New Land Beyond sniper rifle. And the reason they're doing that is they're spending 30 minutes charging up its perk on ads just to have it so that it's doing the increased damage from the Grandmaster perk, which again, every precision hit and kill is going to increase its damage. So they're literally farming ads to get it up so they can barely do enough damage on the boss. After 30 minutes just of farming ads to increase the damage they're doing on their new lands, this is how much damage they do in one phase. That's a one phase. That's how much damage they're capped out. So they're having to do 9 phases to get to final stand. Like truly, I have never seen, like, there's been damage checks. Don't get me wrong. There's been damage checks in raids past. But like, dude, the Witness had less health than all 4 of these bosses, it feels like. And some of this is actually psychological as well, because Bungie changed how the numbers work. So you come out of a damage phase and you're like, oh, I felt I did good damage. Look at that. I did the most damage here with like 11k. I feel like I did absolutely nothing, dude. You feel so psychologically defeated when you're pounding your head against a wall. You do damage. It does none of the health bar. And you're like, I never let off the trigger. I did everything I could here. And I'm doing 11k damage. And on top of that, there's the glitches. Man, there's a lot in the Edge of Fate, unfortunately. I mean, the rally flag. Guys, the rally flag doesn't work half the time. Like, I'll show you in the gameplay. You can see down wherever it is. I rally, you just don't get a super. You just don't get your abilities half the time. And that happens a lot. And on top of that, there's a sprint bug where just randomly you go to sprint. You're sprinting, but you're moving walking pace. So good luck outrunning the bosses and all the enemies that are at a minus 50, it feels like, delta to you, and you can't sprint. You can fix this if you go to orbit and come back. And so you're constantly like, you know, a raid is a lot about momentum. Hey guys, I was really close. Let's do it again. Oh, I have a sprint bug. Oh, I didn't get my super. All right, let's go to orbit. Now let's go back. You know what? I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Actually, it just kills the momentum. You just have to go to orbit all the time to get rid of these bugs, and it's just, and that's like, people are getting locked out on encounters, and apparently, and there's just like crazy bugs. It's just, it really feels bad when it's a bug, because it's like the damage checks, like Bungie expects us to be perfect, but then they're far from perfect because my sprint isn't working, right? And that's very frustrating when your run gets just completely curtailed and ended from a bug. Let me make this very clear. I'm being a little baby right now, and I am being a little baby. Teams have beaten this. There are teams on the final boss. There may even be a team that ends up getting a day one clear right here. Like in the next, I don't know, maybe by the time I'm putting out this video, it might be cleared. But yeah, I've just kind of never had this feeling of like, just feeling like it's impossible. It's genuinely impossible for all four. I could beat a boss. I actually do think I could beat one of these bosses. We just decided to learn. We went to all 3 encounters. We learned the mechanics for all of them. I don't think I could beat all 4 in 48 hours. Like, I think it would take 12 hours to get one. And it's just, and like, some of our teammates, you know, they got their warlocks ready to go, right? They prep their warlocks. They're min-maxing on their warlocks. And then it's like, well, now we need 5 grappling hunters or 5 Thundercrash Titans to get past something. And it's just like what do you do? Like, you prepped on your warlock. We have 2 warlocks, 3 warlocks. It's like, no, we only can have 1 because everyone else needs to be a grapple hunter or else there's no way to beat it. And that doesn't feel good. It feels like the amount of options of what you have to beat stuff are extremely limiting. And again, it feels like, and my biggest complaint is like, I'm a mechanics guy. It doesn't feel like the mechanics are holding me back. We know the mechanics. Everyone is doing the mechanics. You get to damage though, and you do 1/5 of the health, and you're out of ammo. And then the worst part is in the ammo economy, you're not going to get that ammo back. Like, you use every single bit of heavy you have to do 1/5 of his health, and you're like, what now? Genuinely, what now? And then again, that's why people are relying on stuff like abilities to be able to beat these guys. So tough raid. I wonder if this is the direction that we're going moving forward, in that like it is just going to be very difficult. Contest mode is like a no joke now, and it is just, we are in the direction of bosses will have insane damage checks, because Bungie does have to balance it around the ability to hot swap onto like 200 super, 200 weapons, hot swap onto cuirass, crazy stuff. Yeah, they have to balance it around people who are constantly grapple 1-2 punch meleeing. You're doing an insane amount of damage. I was going to say millions of damage. You would have been doing millions of damage. Now you're doing tens of thousands of damage. But like, is that just what we have to balance the game around now? And we're now just going to have the most insane damage checks of all time. You know, maybe. Just want to talk about it. That's what's going on right now. Oh my goodness, what a raid. When normal mode comes out, we'll get it done on normal, no problem, I'm sure, and we'll have that guide out for you guys as quickly as possible. But I don't think I'm being on contest. I don't think I'm going to be this one on contest. And again, maybe this is like harder than it should be, judging by like, you know, the power delta being way more extreme than even Bungie said it would be. Or maybe this was intended the whole time and Bungie really has given us quite the challenge. Anyways, guys, what do you guys think? Have any of you guys tried it in contest? Did you guys give up? You still going? Am I just being a big crybaby? You know, again, if this is how it is moving forward, that's fine. I'm still going to try every single time, but yeah. If it is like this every single, if it's a damage check like this every single time, there's not going to be a lot of contest mode emblems out there ever again. It's going to be pretty limited group of those going forward. How many people are getting through these bosses, especially all 4 of them. It is crazy. Guys, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating, especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.